It seems a little bit like this idea of busyness almost has like a cult-like feeling now.
Hi, welcome to Simply Intentional. My name is Katie. I'm on a journey to live my most fulfilling life and hopefully inspire others to do the same. Come along as I figure out my 30s one day at a time, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my adventures.
Well, hello my friends, welcome back. It is like the middle of May currently as I'm filming this, and it is stunning out. I feel like we skipped spring a little bit. We had like 2 or 3 weeks of spring here on the West Coast, and now it is just like summer. It's supposed to be like 30 degrees tomorrow in Celsius. I don't know what that is in freedom units. I'll put it here. But yeah, I am loving life right now, and I'm making all sorts of plans, and I'm feeling really good. And for me, I am not great with having too many plans. My mom always refers to it as my too many things moments, and yeah, it's real for me. I try and like not plan more than like 2 to 3 activities on a given day because I then become really grumpy to be around. And I also try and schedule at least one day a week where I can just like hang out at home and putter around and read my book and do like whatever it is I want to do that way, just because I know myself well enough and I want to take care of my mental health, y'all. That is what I wanted to talk about today, is this idea of busyness. As I'm making my plans for the summer, you know, I was sitting there and I was looking at my calendar and I'm like, oh my god, I'm busy like every weekend, and like getting all agitated about it, even though they're all plans that I'm super excited about, and it's me like spending time with friends and family and getting outside and having a great time after my hermit fest this winter. But it really got me thinking about this idea of busyness and why we're so busy and why we think busy is so cool. So come along for that. To me, it seems a little bit like this idea of busyness almost has like a cult-like feeling now, where people need to be out there doing as much as they can, and you always hear everyone you know, for the most part, being like, oh, I'm so busy, I have so much to do, and they seem really like stressed and agitated about it. And I think this is really interesting as someone who actively works towards not having a super busy life, because as I said, I know myself well enough to know how that's going to make me feel mentally, and then I know that I'm just going to be not fun to be around if I'm not in a good place mentally. So I find this really interesting. And while I understand that I am someone who is very fortunate to be able to sort of pick and choose what I do with my time, especially for like working parents, like I can't imagine making that balance for yourself. I don't have kids and it's not part of my life, so I'm able to just sort of spend my time doing what I want. I think an important question to ask yourself is like, why are you so busy? And who are you being so busy for? Are you doing things that you genuinely know will make you happy, will enrich your lifestyle, whatever it is? Or are you just adding things in because you feel like you should be doing more? And we know how we feel about shoulds on this channel. But if you're able to consider it and maybe take the opportunity to remove a few things that you are not doing for yourself. I mean, obviously there's things you have to get done. If you know you have to take your kids to sports, you have to go to the dentist, you know, all those kinds of things. But really examine how you're spending your time and see where you can maybe just hold a little bit of that back for yourself. I know it's really hard to escape, especially these days. And I mean, I think a lot of people are making huge strides towards it, but we're still sort of societally sick in this way, and it's sort of a hangover from the like hustle culture girl boss era that we all had to suffer through the last 10 years, which I'm so glad is ending, because boy was that a lot for everyone. We as a society need to treat this better as well. Like, we can't normalize people being completely maxed out all the time. You shouldn't be maxed out at 100% capacity every single day at work, because we all know that affects the quality of your work, it affects your mental health, it affects your relationships with the people you have to work with. But we also shouldn't be at 100% every day in our personal lives. I think that so many of us, and so much of our time is spent in endeavors that we feel like we have to do, and we feel like we're less than if we're not busy all the time and that somehow you're lazy. And a great first step is like, think about the last time that you truly just relaxed, that you actually just sat down, took some time for yourself, and just enjoyed the moment and didn't have a task list running through your brain and weren't thinking of 1,000 better ways you could be spending your time, and you actually just read a book or laid in the sun or had a really long coffee with a friend, and it wasn't for a purpose, it was just to enjoy the moment. Another thing that I think is really interesting about this concept of busyness is the idea of, it might not be that we're doing too many things or spending too much time working on things. It might just be that we're not spending enough time doing what we love. So if you have a bunch of stuff that you're required to get done, your kids have to go to dance practice, you have to make dinner, you have to make lunches, you have to do the laundry and all of those things, maybe work with the people in your life to prioritize some time that can just be what you want to do. And if you're able to pursue an artistic endeavor, if you're able to pick up a new hobby, if you're able to just like sit in silence and take a bubble bath and not feel guilty about it, like that's going to be so important for you, and so important to divest from this like cult of busyness where it's a badge of honor to be exhausted. It's a badge of honor to have so many things on the go that you are literally too busy to make dinner and too busy to sit on the couch at the end of the day and enjoy a conversation with your loved one. Something that's really important to me that I find that these ideas of busyness and when we're fully maxed out take away from you is that ability to just live in the moment. You know, it's great to distract yourself with wonderful adventures and do all of those things, but if you're not able to enjoy the day-to-day small moments of your life that are truly beautiful and be fully committed in them because you're always thinking about what else you should be doing or what you have to do next, I think we're missing out on such beautiful pieces of our lives, because sometimes a perfect afternoon can just be putting on some good music and doing a puzzle with your family. And not thinking, oh, I should be doing this, I should be working out, I should be doing XYZ. Like, just let it go. Let it go and reclaim your time and reclaim your peace of mind. It's gonna be so beneficial for the people around you too. I know, especially for like women and caregivers, it can be hard to take that time. And you feel like you need to be doing things for other people for your time to have value. And that's just simply not true, because if you're able to be calm and be present and have time to just hang out and drink a cup of tea, you're actually going to be a better caregiver, and you're actually going to be a better friend and coworker or parent and all of those things. So just make sure that you're able to spend as much of your time as possible doing what you love with the people you love and not trying to optimize your life. Because that's really what it can start to feel like. Your whole life will simply be a to-do list of things you check off, feel guilty about the things that you don't want to do, and you treat your life as a task, as a series of things you need to get done. And that's not what your life is about. It's certainly not what it ought to be about. It should be about living, being alive, doing the things that make you feel alive. And being at 100% capacity all the time is not it. It's not going to get you where you want to be. It's not going to serve your community and the people around you and the work that you're doing. You're just not going to be as good as you could be if you just took a little bit more time for yourself. And this really also plays into capitalism. Oh, we're there again, every day, all day. If you're able to reject this idea of I have to be doing things all the time, or I'm lazy, or I'm not good, because we have been taught that our time is monetized, that we're only valuable as what we're producing. But the reality is the only currency you have is time, and you need to be very selfish with it. You need to protect the time that you can spend with your loved ones. You need to protect the time that you can spend doing beautiful things, because if you become another number in the spreadsheet of your life, then you are going to miss so many opportunities to really learn who you are and learn what you care about. And also, lastly, if we are able to reclaim some of our time and find what we love doing, then we will stop spending so much time trying to just numb our reality and numb ourselves to recover from the stress that we've placed on our body and our minds. Like, I know how it feels when you've worked full on all day long and you come home and you just want to sit on the couch and like binge watch Netflix. And there's a time and place for that. I don't hate a Netflix binge, but if you can reserve some of your time for yourself at work to make sure you're not at 100% because you're not doing good work just because you're busy all the time, guarantee it, then you don't have to spend so much time numbing yourself. You don't have to come home and be crabby and like order takeout because you don't have time to make a meal that you know you would love to make, because then you'd have to do the dishes and you have to do all this stuff because you have worked yourself up into this state of just being so agitated by the thought of the amount of things that you have to do that you're not able to enjoy the time that you do have for yourself. So divest yourself of the idea that you must always be producing, that you must always be achieving or completing or checking off the next thing on your to-do list, and just realize you're a human being, and our natural state, other than like gathering food, is resting with our loved ones. All right, my lovely darlings, that is what I have for you today. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would be so great to be able to connect more with all of you. I'm really enjoying the growth I'm seeing lately, so I'm thinking that these videos are resonating with people, so that's wonderful. Let me know down in the comments below what you might want to see me talk about next, if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me. You can also check out my blog, which I will have linked below. There is a post that goes with this video, and I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. Full warning, my TikTok is unhinged and in no way attempt to be professional like I am with my channel here. So if you want to see more content from me, check that out. I have a bunch of videos on my series on deconstructing internalized capitalism and other things, and vlogs and all sorts of good times. I probably will not have a video up next week and possibly not the week after because I'm busy out hanging out with friends and enjoying the sunshine. I bought 2 new bikinis and they need to go to the beach. Anyways, I will catch you in the next one. I hope you were having a beautiful summer wherever you are.